Fresno! It's time to get loud and say it with me! This is Monster Jam! Monster Jam fans, if you are sitting in the lower bowl and in front of you is red plastic, that area is called the safety hold, and it is there with that purpose in mind, your safety. So please do not put any of your belongings in the safety hold, and certainly none of your body parts as well. We will have to stop truck movement. We are going to kick things off here this afternoon with the JCB Racing Competition. This is a head-to-head bracket-style elimination contest where our drivers will be facing off against one another. We'll follow the bracket from round one on to the final four of the semifinals and eventually to the JCB Racing Finals, where the fastest two will compete to be crowned your racing winner and the recipient of the first 8 points towards the overall event championship. So, who's ready for JCB Racing? Coming up first, it's Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. And her opponent, Joe Yuri, Earthshaker. Monster Jam fans, you can see Sparkle Smash already on her starting line. But so far to this point, Earthshaker stuck in his spot. He is having trouble firing that Monster Jam truck. And if you look to the stands just above where Earthshaker is, you can see one of our USHRA tech officials trying to communicate with Joe Yuri. Kay, this is not a great way to start things off if you're Earthshaker.
Yeah, I'm getting word that he is broken. You can see kind of the hand movement there from our USHRA safety official, so it looks like he's going to have to go back out into our crash zone. Sparkle Smash, though, Kayla Blood was ready to go, and I know Joe Yuri and Earthshaker was really excited about this head-to-head matchup here.
As you hear the rumblings, Kay, from inside the tunnel, I've been told by the Monster Jam officials that Earthshaker will not be able to compete, and that means that Sparkle Smash will advance automatically. Ladies and gentlemen, you did see that Earthshaker was able to fire that Monster Jam truck eventually, but the Monster Jam officials had deemed that he is not able to compete here in round 1 of JCB Racing. That official decree was already made, so that means that advancing automatically into the semifinals will be Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash. Meanwhile, coming up next, it's Carson Williams, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. And his opponent, Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack.
Advancing on, Jurassic Attack and Tim Hall Jr.
Once again, the winner of that last matchup was Jurassic Attack, as Tim Hall Jr. will now join Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash in the semifinals. Coming up next here in round number 1, Weston Anderson, Grave Digger. And his opponent, Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco.
Advancing on to the semifinal round, Weston Anderson, Grave Digger.
All it takes is one slip up on a track like this, especially against an opponent like Weston Anderson, and that's what we saw for El Toro Loco. One miscue in the turn, and that's all the advantage that Grave Digger needed to move on to the semifinals. Our final pair of round number 1 coming your way. Up first from Las Vegas, Nevada, Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. And his opponent, racing out of Sarasota, Florida, Angelina Knock, Megalodon.
Advancing on, Devin Winfield and Velociraptor.
With round one of JCB Racing in the books, let's take a look back at how we got here to the Final Four in the semifinals. Up first, we saw Sparkle Smash get the victory as a result of a DNC, a did not compete for Earthshaker, as we await some more updates as to what could be going on with Joe Uri's truck. After that, we saw Jurassic Attack defeat Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Then it was Gravedigger over El Toro Loco. And moments ago, Velociraptor took the victory over Megalodon.
Well, Fresno, we are now entering into our JCB semi-final round. The four fastest Monster Jam trucks have made it to the semi-final round, and in the next two head-to-head matchups, the winner of those matchups will then move on to your JCB Racing final round. Who's ready to see some JCB semi-final racing?
Good matchup here between Sparkle Smash and Jurassic Attack, going head-to-head for a chance to advance to the finals. Your winner is Jurassic Attack. With that win, Tim Hall Jr. gets to take his spot atop center pod as Jurassic Attack awaits a challenger in the JCB Racing Finals. Now it's time to see who he'll be facing off against. Another great matchup here between Velociraptor and Gravedigger. Your winner is Gravedigger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the JCB Racing Finals. We started out with 8 of the best Monster Jam trucks in the entire world, and now we are down to the fastest 2 as they will face off for the first 8 points towards the overall event championship. Are you ready to meet your final contenders? Coming up first, racing out of Cadillac, Michigan, Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. And his opponent from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger. Fresno, let's go racing! Weston Anderson returns from 3 weeks away and immediately picks up his first win back. Make it 26 racing wins on the season. One more time, your JCB Racing winner, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger.
Weston, 26 JCB Racing wins here in the 2024 season. What a way to start off here in Fresno.
Absolutely, man. I knew as soon as I came in yesterday and I saw this dirt, we were going to get some racing wins. I love all the West Coast dirt out here, man. It's so slick. We could pitch the truck and do whatever we want with it. We ain't even done yet, though. That was only one of 4 competitions, baby. We're going to go for all of them tonight.
We saw you smooth like butter around those turns, but now it's time to get those technical driving skills as we're going to get set for our Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. How do you think that the track is going to adhere to those BKT tires?
You know, that slick dirt is going to bite us a little bit, but hey, we're professional athletes for a reason. We're going to come out here and we're going to try and figure it out by the end of the competition. I'm going to try and get Gravedigger standing on the front 2 tires. I might even try a bicycle. You never know. Y'all better have your cameras ready, though, Fresno.
Weston, congratulations. Let's hear it for your JCB Racing winner, Weston Anderson, Gravedigger.
Let's take an early look up at the video board with 1 competition down, 3 to go. Of course, Gravedigger is going to be in first place with 8 points off the strength of that win. He's followed by Jurassic Attack with 7 in second place. Then we've got a tie between Sparkle Smash and Velociraptor with 4 points apiece. After that, we've got another deadlock, this time of the 3-way variety with El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and Monster Mutt Rottweiler, each with 2 points apiece. And of course, for failing to compete in that first competition, Earthshaker sitting with 0 points, but still plenty of time to make up those points for the overall event championship. Coming up next, we are going to see the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. This is where some of the most technical moves in our sport are going to be put on full display. Our drivers will have 2 opportunities to wow you with their best 2-wheel trick. You may see things like poppers, stoppies, nose wheelies, moonwalks, maybe even a bicycle. All of that is coming your way up next with the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Monster Jam fans, I am hanging out at the play-by-play desk, but I am not alone. I've got a young Monster Jam fan with me. What's your name?
Chandler.
Chandler, are you having fun so far here at Monster Jam?
Yes.
How old are you, by the way?
8.
8 years old. Now, is this your first time at Monster Jam?
No, it's my second.
Second time. Who loves Monster Jam so much they keep on coming back? Make some noise. You have got a lot of friends in the house here tonight. Okay, so we are going to play a game. We're going to go back to the racing competition, but this is the Truckin' Pals animated race, and you have to pick a winner between El Toro Loco, Gravedigger, and Megalodon, 3 of the best racers in the sport. Who do you think it's going to be?
Gravedigger.
She says Gravedigger. What about you, Fresno? Who do you think it's going to be? I'm hearing a lot of different things, but this is the one that matters. They are ready to go. They're lined up. And they are off. Gravedigger already out to an early lead. But now here comes El Toro Loco and Megalodon. Gravedigger falling all the way down into 3rd place. He's going to have to make a late push. He does. Will it be enough? Yes, it was. Congratulations, Chandler. What an unbelievable pick. Do you feel good?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You should, and I'm going to make it even better because I am going to send you home with a Great Clips Mohawk Warrior puff truck. This is for you to take home. Does that sound cool?
Yes.
You know what? I hope you have a great time with your family at the rest of Monster Jam. And for everybody else, you can pick up your very own puff truck just like this at merchandise stands all around the building. But that one's yours to take home, Chandler. Give me a high five. Without further ado, it is time to get back behind the wheel of those larger-than-life Monster Jam trucks with the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. Your scores and your scores alone will determine who is going to walk away the winner. For more on how that's going to work, let's check in with Kay Young for JudgesZone.com.
Thanks, John. Of course, you, the fans, are going to be using JudgesZone.com. You'll have 20 seconds to lock in your fan's score at JudgesZone.com. Of course, John or I will let you know when scoring is open. Don't forget, you need to log on to JudgesZone.com, and you're going to put in the code FRE. You're going to move that BKT tire up or down to the score you think our drivers deserve, and then you're going to click Submit. Now, clicking Submit is the most important part about JudgesZone.com because that locks in your official score. All right, who's ready for the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge?
Coming up first, we'll get our first look of the afternoon at Joe Uri, Earthshaker.
Let's hear it for Joe Uri, Earthshaker. Time to get those scores locked in. He's going to set the tone and the precedence for the rest of our field of competition, and it is up to you to get those scores locked in. You can use that QR code up on the video board as well.
Whatever was ailing Joe Uri's truck during the racing competition does not seem to be bothering him anymore as he comes out in a big way here to kick off the Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. But like Kay said, this one is all up to you. He has done his job. Let's see what you came up with at JudgesZone.com. 5.331. That is your score to beat. Coming up next, it's Carson Williams and Monster Mutt Rottweiler.
Let's hear it for Carson Williams, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. You know what to do now. It is time to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. Carson Williams making his Monster Jam debut here this summer. There he is, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Time to get those scores in. What do you think about those 2 attempts?
Second attempt for me was definitely the highlight. First one, trying to get a little bit more vertical position, but my opinion doesn't matter. Let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. 4.283. That is not enough for your top spot. Coming up next, it's Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco.
Let's show some love to Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco. 2 great attempts, one off the log stack and then one off the big ramp there on our Monster Jam pod. 2 big poppers. John showing great balance, great technical driving skills. It should be a good score.
If the ovation right there from the Fresno faithful is any indication, I totally agree, Kay. It will be a good score for Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco. First, let's see the score to beat 5.331. Your score for El Toro Loco is more than enough to be a new leader, 9.422, a brand new score to beat. Meanwhile, coming up next, it's Angelina Knock and Megalodon.
Let's make some noise for Angelina Knock, Megalodon. 2 solid attempts. The first one, though, being the reverse popper onto your Monster Jam pod. Some great technical driving skills there from Angelina Knock. I know she was trying for that popper there on the second attempt, though, off the log stack. Not able to land it the way she probably wanted to nonetheless. Time to get those scores locked in to let us know what you think about those 2 attempts.
Very good attempt, specifically that first one. Will it now be enough to give her the top spot? Let's see what you came up with from judgeszone.com. It is a good score, but only enough for second place right now. Your score to beat will continue to belong to El Toro Loco. Coming up next, it's Weston Anderson, Gravedigger.
Gravedigger. Time to get those scores locked in at judgeszone.com. Showing off some balancing act there on the 2 attempts.
First attempt, picture perfect. Exactly how you would want it to be. The popper off of the log stack. The second one did not go his way, but man, it was exciting going for the bicycle sidewall donut combination. Just couldn't quite find the center of gravity at the very end. Will that affect his score? Let's find out. Score to beat, 9.422. Your score for Gravedigger is... It is close, but it is not quite enough. 9.230, second place for Gravedigger.
Well, I'm hanging out with my new bestie, Elizabeth, and we're going to play the helmet shuffle, but I need everyone right here in Save Mart Center to help Elizabeth out. So what's going to happen is we're going to show 3 helmets, Elizabeth, and they're going to hide a Monster Jam trophy. They're going to move her around really, really fast, and you've got to figure out where the trophy is. Are you ready? She's ready. All right, let's see. There are the helmets as we're going to get ready. All right. There they are. It's under helmet number 2. Here we go. They're moving around. They're moving around. I think I lost it already. All right, let's see, Elizabeth. Where will the trophy be? All right, all of you fans, where do you think the trophy is? MJ says number 1. I see a lot of number 1s. I see some 2s. All right, Elizabeth, what do you think it is?
2.
2? All right. Let's see if she's right. Unveil the helmet. Number 1, no. Next helmet, number 3. Oh, that means, Elizabeth, You pick number 2, and that means you're the winner, and that means you're getting a Truckin' Pals Earth Shaker Monster Jam truck. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
While we have a break in the action with 3 more trucks still to come, take a look up at the video board. This is the up to the second scores here in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. And remember, all of these scores are coming from you, the fans, here in the Save Mart Center. And so far, you've thought that the run from El Toro Loco and Fernando Martinez was the best, to the tune of 9.422. Gravedigger and Weston Anderson, who just ran moments ago, he comes in just shy of that top spot with a 9.230. He'll take over second place. They're the only 2 competitors over that 9-point threshold to this point. That's going to push everybody else down the ladder 1 rung. Megalodon and Angelina Knock falls into 3rd place with a 6.787. And that means Earthshaker and Joe Uri falls down into 4th, 5.331. And last but not least, right now in 5th place is Monster Mutt Rottweiler and Carson Williams with a 4.283, but still 3 more competitors coming your way here in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. First one will be Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack.
Let's get loud for Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. First attempt there, some combination moves. Second attempt, he tries some combinations again off of our Monster Jam pod, trying to get those scores locked in right now as fast as you can. You have about 8 seconds left.
The first attempt was great track awareness right there from Tim Hall Jr. Trying to get on the nose of that Monster Jam truck. Couldn't get it to stick, but he's able to combo out of that to get on to the walking wheelie of the rear tires. Let's see what you came up with for Jurassic Attack. 4.991, 5th place right now. Score to beat still with El Toro Loco. Coming up next, it's Devin Whitfield, Velociraptor. Make some noise for Velociraptor. You know what to do. Turn your attention over to judgeszone.com and lock in those scores. 2 good attempts at the hands of Devin Whitfield. Goes for the bicycle in attempt number 2. Only the second attempted bicycle we have seen so far this afternoon. Of course, the first one from Gravedigger, he winds up on his side. Velociraptor able to land back on all 4 tires. A lot of balance needed to execute the bicycle. Let's see what you came up with for Velociraptor. We've had another change here in 5th place. This time, Velociraptor will jump into that spot with a 5.234. Coming up next, your final competitor in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge, Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Keep it going for Sparkle Smash. Kayla Blood with a little bit of new school, little bit of old school right there. Goes for the forward popper in attempt number 1 off of the log stack, and then makes her way around the pod to the single log to the big time Sky Wheelie. An absolute classic as far as Monster Jam is concerned. But now the question becomes, was it enough to give her the top spot and the win? Let's see your scores from judgeszone.com. It was not 6.357, and that means that your winner is Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco. He will pick up the win in his home state of California as he runs out to the pod one more time for your winner, El Toro Loco.
Your 17th win here in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. You did it right here in your home state of California. You made it look so easy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this dirt doesn't really like me in racing, but it loved me for 2-wheel. It held on to me just perfect. The truck feels absolutely dialed in. My crew chief, Danny Gonzalez, he's back there huffing and puffing, making sure that truck's working. We only have a halfway more for Monster Jam, baby, so I hope you guys are ready for it.
You said that the truck sound is feeling really good. I mean, we've got donuts coming up. We've got freestyle as well. You think this truck is ready to go for the second half?
Oh my, is that a trick question, Kay? Are you kidding me? Heck yeah, we got donuts and then freestyle. We're not going to let that Gravedigger guy get out of here in one piece, baby. We're going to make him earn it. So, are you guys ready for some more Monster Jam?
Let's make some noise for your Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge winner, Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco.
What a wild ride it has been to start off Monster Jam here this weekend in Fresno. Congratulations goes out to both of our winners so far. Of course, Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, and for moments ago, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco. But there is still so much more to come your way. Right now we have reached halftime, and it's the perfect time to get out of your seats, stretch your legs, walk around the concourse, pick up some refreshments, and maybe even check out an official Monster Jam merchandise stand. Either way, sit tight. We're coming right back with more Monster Jam. While we have the opportunity, keep your eyes up on the video board for some very special VIP fan messages. Coming up first, it's Joe Uri, Earth Shaker.
Joe Uri, Earthshaker. Time to get those scores locked in. Our first competitor here of the donut competition. What do you think about that attempt?
Starting things off in a big way. What a donut to open up the weekend of donuts here in Fresno. Joe Uri setting the bar high, but will he set the score high? His work is done. It is your turn to score at judgeszone.com. Joe looking on, anxiously awaiting the score from the faithful here in Fresno. Let's see what you came up with. 7.623, first place, and your score to beat. Coming up next, Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco.
Let's get loud for Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco. With the steering wheel out of the window, he gets crazy in that crazy bowl. Time to get those scores locked in. Trying to catch his bounce there. Fernando Martinez waiting your fan score now at judgeszone.com.
Always the showman, Fernando Martinez, not only with the steering wheel detached, but the little bit extra there at the end. Will it be enough to give him the top spot? Let's see your scores. Yes, indeed, 8.507, new leader. Here comes Weston Anderson, Grave Digger.
Let's get loud here for Weston Anderson, Grave Digger. Scoring is now open, and he also has the steering wheel out of the window during his donut attempt. Let's see, was that flashier enough than the rest of our competitors here? As we see our third driver here, scores are locked.
Weston Anderson also going for that right-handed donut along the way. Your score to beat, 8.507. The score for Grave Digger is not quite enough. 8.439, second place. Up next, it's Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack.
Let's show some love to Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. Let's get those scores locked in right now for Tim Hall Jr. We counted the revolutions. Did you look at the speed? Did you look at the control here? Let that be the foundation of getting those scores locked in here for Jurassic Attack.
Also, check out the track awareness. Jurassic Attack able to stay on the throttle until the very last second when he kicked up on the pod. Let's see your scores from judgeszone.com. 6.995, fourth place for Tim Hall Jr. Coming up next, it's Angelina Knock, Megalodon.
Let's get loud for Angelina Knock, Megalodon. Scoring is now open, and you saw she lifted up those tires off the track. What a wild attempt there. Is that crazy enough to take the lead? That is completely up to you right here. Scores are locked.
Definitely the most electric donut we've seen so far. Will it be enough? Score to beat right now is an 8.507 with El Toro Loco. The score for Megalodon is new leader, Angelina Knock, 9.286. Coming up next, it's Devin Winfield, Velociraptor.
Let's get loud for Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. Get those scores locked in here for Velociraptor. You've got about 11 seconds now on the clock here at judgeszone.com. Make sure you use that QR code as well if you need.
You can see there a great look at Devin Winfield as he climbs out of that Monster Jam truck. Steering wheel out the windshield, and great awareness to just keep on the throttle. There were 2 or 3 different times where I thought that donut run was going to end, but Devin would not be denied. Let's see your scores. It's good, but it is not quite enough. 7.992, fourth place for Velociraptor. Two trucks still to come. Let's take a look up at the video board and see where things stand. Megalodon now in your top spot. Once again, Monster Jam fans, as our final 2 competitors have made it out onto the track. Coming up next, we're going to see Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash. Keep it going for Sparkle Smash. Caleb Blood, a former recipient of the Donut of the Year award, and you see why right there. Completely unfazed by the conditions of the track, the conditions of the dirt. She can throw down a good donut. Question is it a first place donut? That's what you have to decide at judgeszone.com. Just a few seconds left for you to figure out a score and click submit for Caleb Blood. Score to beat is a 9.286. Your score for Sparkle Smash is not quite enough. 9.017. Score to beat still belongs to Megalodon. Here comes your final competitor, Carson Williams, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Keep it going for Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Carson Williams, a final competitor here in Monster Jam Donuts. And start to finish, this has been one of the best donut competitions I've seen in a long time. The bar was set right out of the gate by Joe Uri and Earthshaker. Meanwhile, let's see what you came up with for his teammate, Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Another good score, but yet still not nearly enough. 7th place for Carson Williams, and that means that your winner is Angelina Knock, Megalodon! Angelina Knock with donut win number 5 on the year. First one of the weekend, of course. One more time for your winner, Angelina Knock, Megalodon!
Angelina, congratulations. You got your donut win here, event number 1. It looked like the dirt was definitely in your favor. You lifted up those tires too.
Yeah, in that moment I knew I had to hit the brakes. You know, I had Tyler and Ray, he's been helping me out. We have George as well. I couldn't do it without those boys. But also, I couldn't do it with all of you guys here, all of you fans, all of you incredible young girls as well. You know, Kayla and I are out here showing you girls that anything is possible when you put your heart to it. And it means the world to me. I'm a rookie this year, so every single win means the world to me. In Fresno, I have had such a great time with you guys so far this weekend. A lot of firsts this weekend for me, and I'm just having a blast. And I'm so excited for what's to come next in Freestyle Fresno. Are you guys ready for some freestyle?
They definitely are. Let's make some noise for your donut winner, Angelina Knock, Megalodon.
Let's take another look at the BKT overall event standings. Now with just one competition to go, things tightening up just a bit. Gravedigger, Weston Anderson still in the lead, but now he is only 4 points ahead of the next closest competitor. And speaking of that next closest competitor, it is a 3-way tie in second place. El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and Sparkle Smash, all now with 16 points each as they have jumped into the conversation for that overall event championship. Meanwhile then, in 5th place, it is Velociraptor with 11, Jurassic Attack with 10, Earthshaker with 7, and Monster Mutt Rottweiler with 5, with 1 competition left and 8 points on the board. That final competition is Monster Jam Freestyle, where once again your scores will determine the winner. Our drivers have 75 seconds to come out here and tear this track apart with their most impressive show-stopping freestyle run. But if a driver does not fill at least 15 seconds of that time, they will not receive a score at judgeszone.com. After that, you're looking for using all of the obstacles around the pod, creativity, flow, balance, momentum. You're always looking for the technical moves and combinations that these drivers are known for. And when we're talking about freestyle, we're talking about that little something extra. We're talking about the wow factor. All of that is coming up next in our final competition, Monster Jam Freestyle. Once again, Monster Jam fans, just want to take another quick look at those overall event standings heading into our final competition with 8 points up for grabs, and that means it is going to come down to the drivers in the top 4 spots. Gravedigger, of course, he's been in the lead all afternoon long with 20, and then it is El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and Sparkle Smash, all with 16 points apiece. So it's going to come down to Monster Jam Freestyle. It is going to come down to your scores at judgeszone.com to determine a freestyle winner and an overall event champion here today.
Fresno, I need your help to get freestyle started. My friend Ali here is going to help me out. We need you to take out your cell phones and light them up, and we're going to go up and down to the beat. Ali, you ready? All right. Up, down, up, down, up. Keep it going. We have reached the pinnacle of today's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! Let's hear it for Joe Yuri Earthshaker. Time to get those scores locked in. Our first competitor of Monster Jam Freestyle. And you can use that QR code there. He's going to set the tone for the rest of our Monster Jam freestyle.
Okay, Joe Uri came firing out of that tunnel with a ton of energy, and maybe he gassed it just a bit too much during that run. He leaves over 40 seconds on the clock, but still, it was a wild ride and a great way to start off the freestyle competition. Let's see what Fresno came up with for the first time here in freestyle. A great score, even though he left time on the clock, 7.044. That is your score to beat.
All right, Monster Jam fans, as we're going to get Earthshaker outside, we're going to do a Finish the Lyric. This is where I need all your beautiful voices to sing I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Are you ready? Let's go. Here we go, DJ Pet. I want to hear all of it.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Yes!
Remember, Monster Jam fans, this is what you need to keep in mind. During the rest of the freestyle competition, you did a great job with that first competitor, but right there up at the top is the most important part. A driver must complete at least 15 seconds of the run, and with a 75-second freestyle, that means if they don't break a minute, they will not receive a score. Joe Uri did leave time on the board, but he was all the way down to 43 seconds, which is why he gets the score at judgeszone.com. Keep that in mind as we move on here in the freestyle competition.
All right, I have a special guest here with me cheering on his teammate, Fernando Martinez. This is MJ Solorio, driver of El Toro Loco. You just got done singing, and now can you do us the honors of helping us introduce our next driver?
Fresno, you saw her win the donut competition, representando a todos los latinos y a todos los mujeres. Put your hands together, Angelina Knock, Megalodon!
Hang on just a second, the clock is paused. 65 seconds in total for Megalodon. As long as she can refire, she has plenty of time left here in freestyle, but if she cannot, she will not get a score, and it sounds like she is ready to go.
I'm getting word, Monster Jam fans, this might be the end of the run there for Angelina Knock and Megalodon. You heard some popping there. She's not able to keep that truck fired. So unfortunately, there will be no score there for Angelina Knock and Megalodon. John, you heard the popping. I'm going to assume either maybe some electrical issues there. Hopefully nothing more than that, maybe a transmission.
That's right, Kay. You know, it's a little difficult to see, especially after the great intro right there from MJ and coming off of a big competition win. But there is a rule here in Monster Jam that if you're not able to keep that truck fired and it's not being shut off by one of our officials, after 3 times, the run does come to an end. So it's a little bit of unfortunate luck right there for Angelina Knock. But let's hear it one more time, Fresno, for Megalodon as her day is done. A big competition win just a few moments ago, and that's how it goes sometimes in the world of motorsports. You can only go as far as the equipment will take you. While we have a break in the action, take a look up at the video board and you can see what it takes to fill an arena just like this one with dirt and build the pod for Monster Jam competition.
Well, Monster Jam fans, we just saw a time lapse there of a Monster Jam track being built. Keep in mind that it takes about 100 truckloads of dirt to fill an arena, and this dirt right here, there's a lot of sand in it, so it's great conditions there for your JCB racing competition, especially when you saw them kind of drifting around those turns. But they have to be very cautious during freestyle and during the Great Clips two-wheel skills challenge, because some of that dirt will break loose and eventually cause them not to be able to get the traction of those BKT tires. Also keep in mind that the tires, the cleat or the tread of the tire is about 2 inches in height. So there's a lot of grip there that can be able to be used for these Monster Jam tracks. But also if they have that kind of sandy dirt, it's a little bit harder there to gain that traction. So that's just a little behind the scenes look, a little information there about this Monster Jam track and some of our BKT tires down here on the track here.
Time to get back into the freestyle action, this time with Devin Winfield, Velociraptor.
Show some love to Devin Winfield, Velociraptor. Get those scores in right now, judgeszone.com.
Very fluid run from start to finish for Devin Winfield behind the wheel of Velociraptor. Just on the outside looking in for contention for that overall event championship, but it has been all told a good event for him. And now he anxiously awaits your scores at judgeszone.com as his fate here in the freestyle competition in your very capable hands as you sit in the stands here in the Save Mart Center. Let's see what you came up with for Velociraptor. 7.157, a new leader, and of course, a brand new score to beat.
All right, I'm hanging out with my new buddy Ryder, and we're gonna play a trivia question game. Ryder, are you ready?
Yeah.
He is ready to go. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the video board. Let's see your trivia question. All right, what city is hosting Monster Jam World Finals 24 next year? Is it A, Las Vegas, B, Orlando, C, Nashville, or D, Salt Lake City? Fresno, you can help them out. I think it's on the banners somewhere around here too. What do you think the answer is? All right, Ryder, what do you think the answer is?
Salt Lake City.
D, Salt Lake City. Is it correct? Drum roll. It is Salt Lake City. Congratulations. And you are going home with a Max D Monster Jam hat. Thank you so much for playing. Congratulations. And make sure you join us there in Salt Lake City at Rice Eccles Stadium there next year, July 4th weekend for Monster Jam World Finals. Get those scores locked in right now. What a freestyle run we just witnessed out on the track. It had a little bit of everything, John, as we witnessed there.
Okay, I think that's what you call, in the world of Monster Jam, a burner right there. And they don't call it the black and green wrecking machine for nothing. What a run from Weston Anderson. Score to beat 7.157. Your score for Gravedigger is new leader, Gravedigger.
I am standing by with my new friend George, and he might be the biggest Gravedigger fan and maybe one of the oldest Gravedigger fans. You are 92 years young, right?
Yes.
And who are you rooting for, you said?
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger, and you are also a veteran, right?
Yes,
We want to thank you so much for your service. We really appreciate it. Are you having fun? Are you having fun?
Oh, plenty of fun. Yeah, I've always liked it.
You always like Monster Jam?
Air all of them, but tonight, that's special.
That is special. Well, thank you so much for your service. And of course, all of you here in attendance, if you are a veteran or active military, we want to thank you as well for your service. Let's hear it for George. Thank you for being a big Monster Jam fan.
Let's take a look up at the video board and see where things stand here in the freestyle competition. And of course, off the strength of that big time run with the Morgan & Morgan backflip thrown in, Gravedigger Weston Anderson will leapfrog over everybody into first place with a big time score of 9.609. That's going to push Velociraptor down into second place with that 7.157. And of course, that means Earthshaker falls down into third, not far behind, 7.044. Keep in mind, we've also seen Megalodon and Angelina Knock compete here in freestyle, but she did not receive a score for failing to fill at least 15 seconds. So we still have 4 competitors left here in the freestyle competition as Weston Anderson looks to have hopefully sealed the deal for an overall event championship with that big time run, but it will come down to the rest of the scores here in this competition before we can crown a freestyle winner and an overall event champion. Time to get back into the action, this time with Carson Williams and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Hang on just a second, the clock is paused. 50 seconds. And I've just been given word by the Monster Jam officials that the run is over. Let's hear it for Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Carson Williams leaving some time on the clock, but he did fill enough time to get your score at judgeszone.com. Did he do enough in that abbreviated run to take over the top spot? You can see the frustration right there from Carson Williams. These drivers all so competitive. Nobody wants to go out that way. Let's see what you came up with for Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Only a 5.801, no doubt leaving that much time on the clock definitely affected his score. He'll take over 4th place for now, but your score to beat will continue to belong to Gravedigger with a 9.609.
And now it is time to get those cell phones out at judgeszone.com and let us know what you think about that freestyle run. Great use of the entire pod. He had some great momentum, so keep those things in mind as you get those scores locked in.
A very good run from start to finish from Tim Hall Jr. right there in Jurassic Attack. Will it be enough to give him the top spot? Let's see your scores. 7.627, it is good, but it is only enough for second place. Your score to beat still with Gravedigger. Monster Jam fans, I am hanging out with a couple special guests up here at the play-by-play desk. We've got one of the hardest working technicians in all of Monster Jam, the crew chief for El Toro Loco, Daniel Gonzalez, and his sister Alicia. And I'm going to let you guys take it away for this next competitor.
Fresno, are you ready?
We can't hear you. Are you ready?
Coming up next, Fernando Martinez in El Toro Loco!
Make some noise for Fernando Martinez, El Toro Loco. What a save there at the end, MJ Solorio, the other driver of El Toro Loco, on his feet there during that save. Congratulations, look at that. Right there, Fernando Martinez awaiting your fan score now at judgeszone.com. What a freestyle. Scores are in.
Okay, not only is his teammate MJ Solorio here in the building, his family is here, his crew chief is up here at the Monster Jam play-by-play desk, and he put on an absolute show, but the score to beat is a 9.609. Your score for El Toro Loco is... It was close, but it is second place. But that man can leave with his head held high. Your score to beat still belongs to Gravedigger. Coming up next, our final competitor in freestyle, it's Kayla Blood, Sparkle Smash! Make some noise for Sparkle Smash. Now you know what to do. Final time here this afternoon. Lock those scores in. This time for Kayla Blood and Sparkle Smash as she looks to take the freestyle lead and what would be the freestyle win. It's going to come down to Sparkle Smash versus Gravedigger. We've seen some close calls. We've seen some big scores. Let's see what you came up with for Kayla Blood. Third place, not enough. And that means that your freestyle winner and your overall event champion is Weston Anderson, Gravedigger. He started out with a big lead in JCB Racing, and he never looked back. He never gave up the top spot. Your overall event champion, Weston Anderson.
Number 52 here in the 2024 season and overall event champions. What a way to kick things off event number 1 here in Fresno.
Man, I gotta apologize to one person and one person only. This dude right here, Wyatt. I told you guys I was gonna come out here and wreck the truck, and he's the reason why this truck came back out and made every single element. So I want each and every one of you to give Wyatt a round of applause right now, baby. And like I'll always say, like my dad would say back in the day, I know you guys know Dennis Anderson, so I want to thank you guys for every nut and bolt on our truck and every shingle on our roof, man. It's because of you fans coming for the past 43 years that we get to do what we love every day. Thank you, Fresno.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to kick off the weekend here in Fresno. It's always big business when Monster Jam comes to the St. Mart Center. Congratulations is due, of course, to our overall event champion, Weston Anderson, and Gravedigger, who takes 3 weeks off and does not miss a beat in his return to Monster Jam. Thank you all so much for being here. We could not do it without you. For Kay Young, I'm John Sapanaro on behalf of Feld Entertainment. We hope you had a great time, and we'll see you at the next Monster Jam.